You're watching WKMG News 6 Orlando. Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live. You're watching News 6 at 5.
A local apartment complex turns into a crime scene after a man is shot and killed. I'm Stephanie Rodriguez. What we've learned about the victim and what deputies are saying about a possible suspect.
And a warning to Seminole County voters.
Yeah, we're digging into why the supervisor of elections says you need to check your email after a petition worker was arrested. Candace?
And we are pinpointing a large winter storm that is going to be bracing and really taking control across most of the Deep South. How is this system going to play a role in our local forecast? Their full breakdown in minutes.
And a family's plans for a pool lead to a mistake that cost taxpayers thousands.
We did everything by the book. We did not do anything wrong, and we have this massive hole in our yard.
All new this morning, the front yard at the center of a major controversy. Happy Thursday, friends. Just one more day. You're getting close there. 5 o'clock. I'm Lauren Melendez.
And I'm Stephen Montiero. Justin has the day off. Now, with all this talk of this storm, we do want to start with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos and our local and all the other stuff we're talking about.
Right. Yeah. At the end of the day right now, it's a nice, calm start across Central Florida. Right now, it's pretty mild compared to how we started this week. Still, certainly jacket worthy as you are heading out the door in the next few hours right now. The majority of us starting off in the 50s, 55 degrees in Sanford, 53 for you in Palm Coast. The further south we go there in Kissimmee, we're at 56, and along the coastline, we're holding at 61 degrees. Now, compared to yesterday was warmer than the day before, and today is warmer than yesterday. We are continuing that warming trend during the day and even overnight. Right now, running 9 degrees warmer this morning than yesterday in Orlando. So as the kids are heading to that bus stop, again, certainly jacket worthy. It's going to be breezy at times, but we are going to see more sunshine in the forecast, though, as we head to about 3-4 o'clock. Now we have that warm bubble that we're going to hold on to for a little longer. We're talking a stretch in the 80s, but again, we're talking about a big blast of cold Arctic air that millions are bracing for across the Deep South. We'll have a little more on that in case you have any travel plans or you have family around the area coming up in just a little bit. Now let's check on how those roadways are doing this morning with Trooper Steve.
I know my mom will be watching closely. She's flying out to Pennsylvania. And I was like, not sure how that's going to look. We'll talk. I told her, watch Candace. Downtown Orlando, you guys look good this morning. No major issues out there. Starting off our Thursday quite well. But I'll tell you right now, the construction is active. I issue those traffic alerts for a reason. Hopefully be wrapped up about 6 o'clock this morning. But if you're headed westbound right now on I-4 between Sand Lake and State Road 528, we're talking an active scene. Gotta love when DOT zooms into a street sign that we don't need to see. But as we look at those delays right there, just be careful and remember, it's an active construction zone. Now to that breaking news overnight, a deadly scene at an Orange County apartment complex after a man is found shot.
So that victim later died at the hospital, and now an investigation is underway to figure out exactly what happened. I want to take you to that scene unfolding late last night. It's on Moselle Avenue. That's just off of Old Cheney Highway, not far from State Road 436. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez is there live. Stephanie, what have you been able to confirm?
Lauren, details are still limited this morning, but we do know that the person deputies believe is responsible for the shooting has been arrested. You can see Orange County Sheriff's Office is still here this morning, hours after this happened. As you mentioned, it's at this apartment complex on Moselle Avenue. We don't know who that suspect is just yet, or if they might have known the victim. Of course, we're going to be working to get all of that information to you this morning. Reporting live in Orange County, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Thank you, Stephanie. Also breaking it overnight, Orlando police are also investigating a shooting. So this one happened just before 7 last night on Edgemore Street. That's right off of Ivy Lane, south of Old Winter Garden Road. So police confirmed to News 6 an adult man was shot and is expected to survive. So far, though, they're not saying anything else about what exactly happened or any possible suspects. As soon as they have any updates, of course, we'll let you know.
Also, a judge is set to try again today to have a first court appearance for a man accused of attacking a 13-year-old at a bus stop in DeLand. Christopher Schwabel was supposed to appear in court yesterday, but that was delayed because of what the judge said was serious behavioral injuries, or issues rather. That attack happened on Tuesday. It was near Spring Garden Avenue and Clear Lake Drive. Police say Schwabel suddenly grabbed that teen. He started choking him. Then he pulled out a knife. New body camera video shows that teen telling officers what happened.
I see this guy walking down the street.
This guy right here?
Yeah, walking down the sidewalk, and then he approaches me and starts saying some stuff that I didn't understand, and he grabbed me and pulled his knife out.
Gosh, that is terrifying. And a good Samaritan who saw this attack, he's the one that made a U-turn and jumped in to help.
Very thankful for the guy that was able to help him out before we were able to get out there.
Schwabel had only been out of jail for a week before this attack and after a previous arrest on drug and exposure charges. A heads up for voters in Seminole County. Some of you may be getting a letter warning your personal information could have been exposed or even misused.
Yeah, investigators say a man paid to collect petition signatures allegedly used that information without permission. Our News 6 Ashley Garrett went straight to the supervisor election to get some answers.
All right, Ashley, thank you. By the end of the day today, families at one Orange County Elementary School should know more about their future. As we've been telling you, they're being asked to vote on whether or not to keep Orange Center Elementary a traditional public school or convert it into a charter. Supporters say that change could bring more programs because of a partnership with the nonprofit Lift Orlando. Voting has been going on for days now. Those results are set to be announced at the event at school tonight. Of course, we'll be there and we'll let you know what happens. So right now, an extreme winter storm. It is threatening more than half of the country. I need you to pay attention to this. And this weekend, it is expected to put nearly 200 million Americans in the danger zone. And that is on top of bad weather many have already been dealing with, especially in New York, for 4 feet of snow, nearly 4 feet of snow, rather. That's triggered dangerous whiteout conditions. And in the Midwest, Chicago, bracing for wind chills. Those could feel like negative 40 degrees. That is making exposure life-threatening. So now this new system pushing east toward the south, it is expected to bring heavy snow, freezing, and dangerous ice.
If we were to have a cascading effect of power outages and then the extreme cold to follow that out, that is a very concerning thing for us.
So you know we have to bring in the expert, Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos. Let's talk about this. Right. Will we see impacts? What are the widespread effects?
The bulk of the energy is going to be up to the north. We're going to get that cold front coming through, though, by Monday, bringing us some nice cool air, so we cannot complain. But notice right behind you there, Lauren, that is that upper level low that's going to start stirring up the mess that we're going to see in the next couple of days. It's so important that they're actually sending hurricane hunters out there to kind of analyze that upper level low, really get a better handle on kind of how the atmosphere is really stacking up, because as of right now, here in Central Florida, we're going to be staying in the clear. It's all going to really start kind of really spinning up by late Friday. You can see the rain, the ice, the snow, all of that by early Thursday afternoon, and that's all going to continue to spread across parts of the deep south. You can see how much snow all the way from Chicago, but we're talking about really debilitating ice. This is massive. This is massive. Like when we say half of the country, this is half of the country. So again, this is something we're going to be watching. Extreme cold warnings for those areas you mentioned, negative 40-degree wind chills, and then you can see a winter storm watch is in effect for millions. We'll have more details on the less active weather we're expecting coming up in a little bit.
Thank you.
Ladies, thank you guys so much. Some good news this morning. We're learning that the teen that was hit while on his e-bike during the first day of school is recovering well. So you may recall back in August, a 14-year-old named Howard had to be airlifted to Arnold Palmer after being hit by a car while riding on Howland Boulevard in Deltona. Well, the Volusia County Sheriff's Office posted this pic of Howard fully recovered, hanging out with Sheriff Chitwood and the Sheriff's Office SWAT team. He spent the day training on firearms proficiency and safety. The visit was just in time for his birthday, which is today. So happy birthday, Howard. I'm glad you're doing better. Time now, 5:11. MCO is adding thousands of parking spaces, but one big project just got cut.
All right, coming up, we have a look at the plans to make your travel experience better, plus airline miles. We know those are hard to come by. Perks cost more to reach, and travelers say the rewards don't feel rewarding anymore. So what's changed and how to still make the system work for you?
But first, a family plans for a pool turn into a costly tab for taxpayers. The approval they got by mistake that turned into a $40,000 settlement. And the roads are looking pretty good right now this morning. No major issues out there. Still watching some construction that could slow you down this morning, but your drive times are showing things are looking good.
I was crashed into by a careless driver just south of Gainesville, and attorney Dan Newland got me $550,000.
Involved in a car accident? Let's get started. Call me at 407-888-8000.
Thank you, Dan.
No matter what's happening where you live, trust Sky 6, exclusively sponsored by attorney Dan Newland.
This yard right here has been the center of some controversy in Seminole County. We've told you all about it. You can see at one point it was dug up after the family got permission to put in a pool.
Yeah, I'm looking at it and I'm thinking if I was a neighbor, it looks standard, right? You see the equipment, you see everything blocked off. Turns out that approval was a major mistake. And as News 6 anchor Ginger Gadsden explains new this morning, now the county is spending thousands in taxpayer dollars to dig itself out of a hole. Wowza. All right. Thank you, Ginger. New this morning, Orlando International Airport is planning a major parking expansion, all to keep up with growth. So the Aviation Authority Board, they just approved 2 new multi-story garages at Terminal A and C. The long-term plan calls for 8,000 new parking spaces by 2030. Sounds great, right? That'll be along with 1,500 new reserve parking options that lets travelers secure a spot before they even get there. MCO also plans to install a smart parking guidance system in every garage, giving drivers real-time availability through their airport app, website, and digital signage. What's not included in the plan, MCO has decided to scrap its plan for a consolidated rental car facility.
This is interesting. Well, new this morning, keeping with the airline stuff, loyalty program for frequent travelers are changing, and staying faithful to one airline isn't paying off the way that it used to. Man, this is true. For decades, frequent flyers earned status based on the miles in the air. Now, airline loyalty is driven by dollars spent instead of distance traveled. Airlines are also tightening those rewards. American Airlines no longer awards redeemable miles on basic economy tickets. Delta has raised the cost to reach top-tier status from $15,000 a year to $28,000. Man, and studies also show the average cost of a reward seat has jumped more than 36% since 2019.
These companies are really looking at how much you're adding to their bottom line as opposed to just the quantity of spending or the quantity of flights.
Now, experts say airlines are also cutting back on complimentary upgrades. One thing you may want to keep, though, is an airline credit card, which can sometimes boost miles and status faster. Now, we all like to travel and get out there. Always looking some way to figure it out to get a deal.
That frustrates me. Like, what if you don't want a credit card and you travel often?
I hate credit cards.
Yeah.
But you have a pretty good...
Yeah, I mean, I like the cashback ones.
There's so many different ones.
I like at the beginning of the year after the holidays, all of a sudden you get that nice little check back, and so it's just different ways of working. I don't travel as much as you guys do, but...
And I've got a wife that works in the airline, so I'm not using that.
That's the best credit card. All right, let's talk about the weather forecast across the area. It's like an express pass, like a Disney World, right? Fast pass. Weather headlines. We are back into the 80s, folks. I don't know why you'd want to fly anywhere else, especially this time of the year, because this is the place to be across the entire country for this weekend. I'll show you why in just a second. We talked a little bit about it with Lauren earlier in the show, but we are going to continue to see some very limited spotty showers in the forecast. Very spring-like, right? Couple spotty showers, temperatures in the 80s, and then things change once again. We'll be back to more winter-like weather early next week, all thanks to the same front that is going to be bringing extremely disruptive weather across half of the country. Will be bringing us a nice little cool down early next week. I'm telling you, we cannot complain. Temperatures out the door right now. We are all in the mid to upper 50s. We just got an update, 59 in New Smyrna, same in Titusville. Right now, a little warm spot of Central Florida, 61 degrees in Cocoa Beach. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today. Our temperatures will continue to warm slightly to just above average, with our highs today in the low 70s, maybe a little bit more cloud cover as we head into the afternoon. Now that cloud cover overnight, once again, will keep us on the mild side, very similar to how we are starting off this morning. We'll start off again, but it'll be Friday, so it'll be even better. Looking here at the Clouds and Rain Futurecast, again, a couple of clouds in and out throughout the day. We can't rule out the chance of a spotty shower along the coastline. We're watching just very weak disturbance, kind of spitting out over the Atlantic. Could pick up and bring in some scattered showers throughout the next few days, but very, very minimal. But as we head into Saturday, again, same story, mix of sun and clouds. It's really not until late Sunday, early Monday, where we will start to see a little more moisture in the air. You can see by Sunday morning already seeing a couple more scattered showers. But the main front, again, the same one that's going to be bringing all of this for the weekend, this large winter storm bringing snow, ice, and rain from the border of Canada all the way down through the Gulf. We are going to see again that tail end of that front. So just kind of a quick look. This is one of the many models. They fluctuate. I do not envy the meteorologists up north at this point of the season because, again, it's very, very finicky. We could get up to about a foot of snow in New York and Washington, about 4 to 8 inches of snowfall in Nashville. But this is the big concern as well, is the freezing rain that just debilitates cities and towns all across the area from Washington all the way out into parts of central Dallas. But not only is it going to be raining and snowing and freezing, we're talking about temperatures. Actual temperatures come Saturday morning across our far northern areas, -24. Actual temperatures. Locally here, though, 30% chance of rain. That's what we are getting from that system. That is going to be ushering in cooler than normal temperatures starting up on Monday, and that will continue to keep things on the cool side through most of next week. Stick around. News 6 at 5 continues after this.
This portion of the news is sponsored by AutoNation.
As a trooper, I know how every crash is going to affect your commute. So watch me on News 6 Mornings.
Are you ready to explore Central Florida like never before? I'm Joey Manna.
And I'm Kara Moeller, and we're your News 6 Insider Guide.
Being a News 6 Insider means you get an inside look at wildlife and stories that make Central Florida unique.
This is really, really cool. From day trippers to everyday wild, we bring you the stories and adventures you won't find anywhere else.
Signing up is free and easy. Just go to clickorlando.com/insider to get exclusive access to our videos, special content, and our weekly newsletter.
Welcome back here. Some relief for drivers in Winter Garden after months of detours, right? In East Crown Point, the road is finally back open.
Yeah, we were giving you those detours for quite some time. So the road shut down after heavy October rains damaged that underground piping. So the same area that collapsed just months after earlier repairs. This time, the county approved an emergency $485,000 contract replacing the old pipes with concrete drainage systems designed to handle more water and resist clogging. Drivers say the reopening brings back daily normalcy.
It has definitely blocked access to our closest grocery store.
Hopefully this time is the last and they've actually done it right.
Shows you how simple one road can detour everyone. The county says the new infrastructure is stronger, more durable, and should prevent another washout. Mixed reactions as we learn more about the possible plans to use a warehouse in Orange County to house illegal immigrants.
So up next, a response from Mayor Buddy Dyer. Plus,
he's feeling bad because he feels that if he went back in, he might be able to do something to save Beckham.
We hear from the father of the surviving victim of a deadly stabbing office attack. Mark?
New life could soon be coming to this historic citrus packing plant in Winter Garden. Coming up, the key step happening today to transform the 117-year-old building into a family-oriented destination.
And speaking of family destinations, heading to that theme park today, you might be able to ride the wet rides. 77 degrees is our temperature this afternoon. We are going to continue to warm up back into the 80s. Your full forecast coming up in minutes.
And the roads still look good out there. No crashes to report or delays. Things are looking good. Keep it here. We'll be right back.
Streaming on clickorlando.com and broadcasting live. You're watching News 6.
Welcome back. Time now, 5:30 on your Thursday.
Let's get you a check of our top stories. We have some breaking news overnight. A deadly shooting is under investigation. This is in Orange County. The victim was found at an apartment complex on Moselle Avenue. Deputies tell us a suspect has been detained, but they aren't saying anything else about exactly what happened.
And we're waiting to see if the man accused of attacking a 13-year-old at a bus stop in DeLand will finally face a judge today. The court appearance for Christopher Schwabel was supposed to happen yesterday, but it was delayed because of what the judge called behavioral issues.
And more than 70 million people across parts of 20 states, they are under winter storm watches as we speak, with more likely on the way. And all of it is because of a huge system set to bring damaging ice and heavy snow from the south all the way to the northeast. I mean, this is massive, fortunately for us. No snow in the forecast, shocker, but we will eventually feel some of those impacts from this monster storm. So as we bring you this live, calm look over the city, you might want to just be grateful, right? Because you probably have some family or you know somebody who's dealing with what we're talking about.
Yes, for real. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Candace Campos with your forecast. Anytime you show that stuff up there, it's like, thank goodness we live here.
Yeah, this is the weekend where I would say you go to the beach, snap a photo, and send it to all your family and friends up north. Just to remind them, why you live here in Florida, right? Downtown Orlando Skycam, because this weekend, while the rest of the country is going to be dealing with sub-freezing temperatures, wind chills in the negatives, and like negative teens, negative 20s, even negative 30s, we're going to be in the 80s, folks. 55 degrees, partly cloudy skies right now. The breeze coming in out of the north, gusting at times between about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now, right now, you can see area-wide, we're all pretty much nice and mild. Light jacket worthy still. 61 degrees in Cocoa Beach. Right now in Melbourne, 59. And Ocala coming in the cooler spot at 53. So the kids are heading to that bus stop this morning. Not as many layers as how we started this week of mild conditions. Temperatures, though, getting close to near 80. We'll be talking about how long that nice warm stretch will last coming up in minutes. Now let's check on how those roadways are doing with Chipper Steve.
Roads are still doing good this morning. No major issues. Routine if you're out. Anytime you wake up early bird gets the worm. So nice and clear out there. No delays. Construction is in the process of getting picked up right now. You'll run into some of that out here along the I-4, 528, 74 mile marker. Camera's a little blurry. Don't worry about it. No traffic right now. 417 down on the south end. I'm talking Osceola. Mile marker 1 up until about 10. Still looking pretty good. Breaking overnight, a deadly shooting at an Orange County apartment complex. One person is dead, but there are a lot of questions this morning about exactly what happened.
So what we do know is that it started last night on Moselle Avenue. That's just off of Cheney Highway, not far from State Road 436. News 6's Stephanie Rodriguez live there. And we're learning, Stephanie, about a possible suspect. Yes, no here?
Yes, deputies tell us that the person they believe is responsible for this shooting has been detained. You can see the Orange County Sheriff's Office still on scene here this morning. They have their forensics team out here. They have crime scene tape around the entire perimeter of the apartment complex. So we're here as they continue their investigation. We do not know yet the identity of the suspect that was detained, or if they might have known the victim in this case. Of course, we're going to be here all morning working to get that information to you. Once we have it, we'll bring it to you live on air and at clickorlando.com. Reporting live in Orange County, Stephanie Rodriguez, News 6.
Thank you, Stephanie. This morning, we now know deputies responded to the home of the man accused of killing 3 tourists in Osceola County dozens of times before the actual shooting took place. Court records show Ahmed Boja was not legally allowed to own a gun after a judge ordered in a separate case in 2022. So this past weekend, he's accused of using a firearm to kill 3 out-of-state tourists staying next door to his home off of Poinciana Boulevard. The sheriff calls him a known problem in the neighborhood.
I can tell you he was a threat to that neighborhood all the time. We had a lot of calls for service on this person in that area, so he was a known person, a frequent flyer to the sheriff's office.
Right now, investigators are looking into how Boje obtained those firearms. He remains locked up on multiple counts of first-degree murder.
Well, this morning we are hearing from the father of the man who tried to save his counselor during a deadly stabbing in Orange County. It happened Monday. It was in the evening at a counseling office on Lee Road. Police say Michael Smith, a former client, broke in during a group session and attacked. One patient tried to stop him, but was stabbed 10 times and fell down a flight of stairs. The counselor, 44-year-old Rebecca White, died on the way to the hospital.
He's feeling bad because he feels that if he went back in, he might be able to do something to save Becca. He cried about it, he should have done something better. He blames himself. He says you can't do that.
The family says they are trying to help him heal. They set up a GoFundMe to help cover all of his medical bills.
New this morning, incredible video from Lady Lake Police shows how a drone helped save an 88-year-old man who had walked away from his home. This is incredible stuff here. Police say the man has dementia and left his house early Tuesday morning. After they sent up the drone, they were able to spot a track down the man in about 3 minutes. The man was covered in blood from a fall and appeared confused and a little disoriented. He was taken to the hospital for a head injury and hypothermia. Police say without the quick drone response, this could have ended very differently.
Well, new this morning, we now know the woman killed by an ICE agent in Minneapolis. She was shot and killed 3 times. You're looking at Renee Good, shot 3 times rather. The findings are from an independent autopsy released by Good's family. It shows the 37-year-old sustained injuries to her head, her arm, and her chest. Her death, we know, has sparked protests nationwide, with critics saying the agent didn't need to open fire. The Department of Homeland Security maintains Good weaponized her vehicle when she drove at the agent while interfering with an ICE operation. Meantime, for the first time, we are also now hearing from Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer about plans by ICE to possibly use this detention center or this facility for a detention center to house illegal immigrants.
I've heard nothing but rumors, nothing official we've not even been contacted by ICE in any official ways.
Now, the mayor said he didn't want to speculate further, but did also say the city was doing legal research about it. Yesterday, Orange County Democrats again spoke out about the ongoing crackdown on illegal immigration, calling on others to join them as they protest.
We still have the Constitution of the United States behind us, and we have the First Amendment that gives us the right to assemble against our government.
Now, we did speak to the governor's office yesterday, who said so far no decision has been made on any new detention facilities within the state.
Happening today, it's a long-awaited makeover for a piece of Winter Garden history. City leaders are set to approve plans to give historic citrus packing plant new life. For 117 years, the plant has sat off the Tildenville School Road, but tonight, a new project design could change everything. Our News 6 Mark Lehman is live this morning. And Mark, this plan included big transformation.
Yeah, and some of that work has already begun. We're seeing through the window here some scaffolding up, some walls being constructed as that makeover is underway. Exterior work will also be happening in all of this. And the important thing is preserving this historic structure built in 1909. That includes keeping things like the windows and possibly areas of exposed brick that we're seeing here around the exterior. And the hope is that in a matter of months, this will be transformed into a dining and entertainment destination. Now, this project was originally set to be complete in 2021, but faced years of delays because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Now, the City Commission is set to vote on the site plan at 6:30 tonight. And the owner tells me he hopes to have this building open by the summer. For now, reporting live in Winter Garden, Mark Lehman, News 6.
Mark, what a great description. Thank you so much. It is 5:40 here, and a chance to experience a 1,500-acre Countless Stories.
Coming up, how a free program in Flagler County is helping families slow down and see Florida a little differently.
First, though, Ulta Beauty World tickets sold out before most people even had a chance to buy. Coming up, why the demand was so intense and what it means if you missed out. Candace?
Speaking of intense, by tomorrow morning, parts of the country are going to see a cold Arctic outbreak. Wind chills could get down negative 42 degrees in places like Fargo, negative 37 in Green Bay. For us, Friday, it's a beach day. Temperatures will be back into the 70s like today. We'll have more details on our local warming trend and the big Arctic blast coming down our way.
And construction, for the most part, has been picked up across Central Florida. No crashes to currently report, just some minor stuff here and there. Not going to stress you out. Coming up, take a nice drive along 417.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Gibson Truck World. The new and improved News 6 app is here. We've updated everything and added new features to make it even better. Like a more customizable home screen where you can log in and see the stories important to you at a glance. Stream News 6 and News 6 Plus live anywhere, anytime with picture-in-picture playback while using other apps on your phone. And now, the More For You section, which offers even more options to choose from. The new and improved News 6 app.
All right, chances are you know exactly what we're talking about when we say the I-4 eyesore. The long-stalled Majesty building on I-4, it's still empty. And this morning, the rumors about a tenant moving in, they've gone quiet. The building is better known, again, I-4 eyesore, and it has partially sat there for decades. Last summer, word spread that a tenant was interested in leasing space on the first floor. The city manager says they received a phone call. That was it. We followed up this week. We found no new movement, which means for now, no new tenant, no new lease, and no timeline for when anyone might actually move in.
The most economic activity is generated is an image for socks and memes.
I just know it's been up there for, I want to say since my entire life I've been living here.
Well, the owner of Super Channel Orlando has told our crew over the years that they are still working to finish that building, but without someone to move in, there's really no rush.
I've got those socks. Is it the talk that many online this morning? So tickets for this year's Ulta Beauty World dropped, and for the most people, it ended in heartbreak. Ulta Beauty World 2026 in Orlando is officially sold out after tickets went on sale yesterday, and the response, well, that was immediate. In less than 2 hours, more than 3 million people flooded the online queue, fighting for just 3,000 seats. Okay, the massive Beauty Expo is coming to Orange County Convention Center this April, but many fans were left staring at loading screens. Ulta says that the demand was overwhelming, but for now, there's no word on another ticket release. If you were lucky enough to get one, passes are non-refundable. They cannot be resold or transferred. I know our creative team, there's a News 6 Insider thing that they were doing, and there was standing there just waiting. I happen to know nothing about what was going on.
Well, from what I understand is that the amount of swag that you get will pay in exponential.
So it's worth the ticket
Right,
to
just
go.
the bag itself could be thousands of dollars.
Let me tell you something, lip gloss, makeup, none of it's cheap, okay?
Telling me.
Yeah, right.
I'm waiting for the filter for, like the Instagram filter.
Just something.
We can just put on the TV for us.
Just slap on a mask and be done.
Yeah, we scare each other when we first walk in, by the way.
I look like the Grim Reaper.
Don't come around the corner. It's like, I haven't done my makeup yet. Temperatures out the door right now as you're trying to get going. Make yourself look somewhat presentable. Temperatures this morning back in the mid to upper 50s, low 60s already in Titusville, Cocoa Beach. We're holding at 53 in Ocala, same in Palm Coast. But now let's check on that hour-by-hour forecast for today.
Your forecast is sponsored by Advent Health.
We're going to be sitting pretty, guys. 77 degrees, 76 maybe. We're seeing sunny skies in the 70s. You can't beat that in the middle or almost end of January. Later on tonight, our lows are really not dipping down too much. We're going to be staying in the upper 50s, even a couple mid-60s still in the mix as we wake up early Friday morning. So I want to show you here, clouds and rain futurecast. I wanted to stop the clock this afternoon. You can see there's a little bit of green out there. Not a whole lot, it's just a little weak disturbance that once again could bring in an isolated shower or two, but nothing to cancel any outdoor plans or whatever you might have all throughout the weekend. I think really Friday and Saturday, most of Sunday, we should stay mostly dry. Again, mix of sun and clouds. It's not until Sunday where we'll have a new cold front knocking on our door, and it's the same cold front that's going to be making a big ruckus across the country. You can see here, clouds, rain, futurecast. We're going to be staying on the south side of an approaching cold front throughout the weekend, helping really warm us up. And again, all eyes now turn to this massive storm, an area of low pressure digging in from the Gulf. That's going to be spilling in tons of moisture over very chilly conditions or close to freezing conditions. And that's where the forecast in itself gets very tricky. How much is snow? How much is freezing rain? How much is just plain sleet and rain? We're, of course, going to be tracking this, but do expect if you have any travel plans or you're expecting family to coming in, whether it's via plane or road or train, whatever the case may be, this is going to be disrupting a lot of travel plans. But I just wanted today, this graphic is what I call Florida appreciation graphic. These are our temperatures. This is starting off early tomorrow morning. Temperatures will be about 60 degrees in Orlando. Notice areas of Des Moines, Chicago will be at -6 degrees, -25 degrees early tomorrow morning. As we continue on here, I'm going to stop the clock at about 7 a.m. on Saturday morning. Once again, you can see we'll be in the 60s, -24. Those are actual temperatures, and that cold air continues to rush further south. Again, we're going to be staying on the warm side. Low 80s throughout Sunday, and then there's that cold front bringing us just some nice cooler air by early next week. Now let's check on those roadways with Trooper Steve.
Construction has been picked up this morning, 549, nice and clear, east and westbound along I-4 and the 528. DOT cam also now showing us that. If you're hitting the road, just make sure you're paying attention. Sand Lake's looking good. Those barrels and those traffic cones still littered all over Sand Lake. Just make sure you're paying attention. 417 down on the south end, Poinciana Boulevard and 192. Checking out, all clear.
Well, there are many studies.
No, I forgot. I always forget about this. Don't forget, you're going to want to watch today's stream at 8 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. The Carrie Ann DeMott Foundation joins me, and then we have an amazing discussion. Here we go.
Here we go.
All
Ready? All right. There are many studies that show how spending time in nature can improve your mood, lower anxiety, all things. But look, not everybody's comfortable venturing out on their own.
That's true. So as News 6, Paul Giorgio shows us, Flagler County's Walk in the Park program has something for everyone.
We are Gibson Truck World, the king of lifted trucks.
Watch Jana Manohalal, your News 6 East Orange County community correspondent.
All right, it's time for Ask Trooper Steve, where I get to answer some of the questions you send in to me. We all like a good nap every now and then, so this question was in the box. Can I legally sleep in my car? All right, so at the state level, Florida does not ban you from sleeping in your car just for resting as long as your vehicle is registered, insured, and legally parked. But here in Florida, that new law, HB 1365, that took effect in October 2024, that law prohibits public camping, sleeping on public property like parks, sidewalks, and the right-of-way, unless a county designates a specific location for that purpose. Now, importantly, sleeping in a car is not considered public camping or sleeping under that law if the vehicle is parked legally. Local cities and counties can still have their own laws and restrict overnight sleeping or parking in certain areas, so always check the rules, the signs, and stuff like that. One final note, if you're impaired and you actually are still in physical control of that vehicle, i.e. the keys are anywhere close to you, you could still face a DUI charge while resting. Bottom line, sleeping in your car isn't automatically illegal, but location and the rules still matter, especially with that new public sleeping law. If you've got a traffic safety question you want me to answer it, head on over to clickorlando.com/AskTrooperSteve.
Man, I'm so glad we have you because you break down stuff. I'm like, wow, would have never thought of that. All right, you're going to want to stick around for this. It is a story that has an entire neighborhood talking. Still to come, who neighbors think should foot the bill after a permit for a front yard pool was approved by mistake. Stephanie?
A shooting in an apartment complex in Orange County leaves one man dead. We're live here from the scene when investigators are telling us this morning about the possible suspect.
And temperatures throughout the next couple of days will be nearing 80 degrees, feeling more like spring, but we are looking at another blast of cool air. How low will temperatures go? And a look at the big winter storm taking over most of the country this weekend, coming up in minutes.
As a trooper, I know how every crash is going to affect your commute. So watch me on News 6 Mornings.